Hi there, welcome to the latest episode of my 10-minute moan. And the topic of this 10-minute moan consists of having a laugh at John Swinney, right? Now, he's made some outrageous claims today which are totally bonkers, and it's reached the heady heights of the London Standard. That's it, the London Standard. They're even picking up on how potty our First Minister is, 400 miles away, right? So their headline is, Swinney committed to SNP leadership regardless of result. Now, that's normally what happens. See, when somebody loses like a lot of seats as a leader of a party, they get the bump, right? It's normal practice. But John's committed to the cause. He's no gone anywhere, right? And I'm actually quite glad of that, because we'll have a Holyrood election in no time at all. Even if it goes the maximum term of 2 years, it'll fly in, believe me. And this crackpot, being at the helm, who showed no leadership qualities whatsoever, would be a great leader for unionists and for those nationalists that are fed up with the SNP as well, right? So, the SNP leader began the final week of general election campaign in Aberdeenshire on Monday. That's today. First Minister John Swinney has said he is committed to his role as SNP leader regardless of the result on Thursday. Opinion polls suggest the party could drop a substantial number of seats, with Labour the most likely beneficiaries, with the two battling to be the largest party in Scotland after the general election. But Swinney, who took the role just 8 weeks ago after Humza Yousaf stood down, has said he plans to carry on into 2026, Holyrood election and beyond. To infinity and beyond, my man. You go, Buzz. Anyway, Buzz, what's his name again? Buzz Swinney, there you are. This bit you need to pay attention to, right? Because what he says is very intriguing. I became leader of the SNP 8 weeks ago today and came into leadership in the SNP to bring my party together and bring my country together, he said on BBC Radio 4's Today programme on Monday morning. So, if what he's saying is he's to bring them together, the party and the country, then that must mean that his party's not together before he came along, and neither was the country. Now, I think unless you've lived in the moon or are totally naive, you would probably think Scotland was together, right? It's not. It's not been together since the referendum. It's the most divisive bit of action ever taken on the Scottish people. Split us in two. We've not really ever fully recovered. So that's kind of everybody gets that. But the fact that he's said he's to bring his party together suggests to me that even he sees it and is admitting that the party is split. And I've been suggesting that for a long, long time. It's good now that the First Minister of Scotland, who is the leader of the SNP, is finally admitting that I'm right. Your party is split. It's wrecked. It's finished, right? It's more fights than a primary school playground. Anyhow, I committed to do that for the long term. I committed to that task to take my party well beyond the 2026 Scottish Parliament elections, and that's exactly what I intend to do. If his party does manage to win at least 29 of Scotland's 57 seats at this election, that would be a mandate for negotiations with the UK government over the holding of a referendum, Mr. Swinney said. I'll need to explain this again, right? He's bonkers, because if they won 29 seats, which it looks as if they'll get nowhere near it, but if they did, he's saying that's a mandate for a referendum. So he's going to go down to Westminster, or probably go to number 10, chat the door. Hiya, here, John boy here. Can I come in and have a blether, right? Starmer's like, aye, in you come. What is it? Well, we won 29 seats on their election, and that is a mandate for the Scottish people to have a referendum. And Keir Starmer goes, John, you get 32.5% of the vote, you crackpot. How's that a mandate for a referendum? It just is, right? Freedom, right? And he'll get flung out, right? He'll come back up to Scotland, and then he'll be like, see that Westminster, that's him again. They're not giving the democratic right to the Scottish people. Absolute bollocks, John, right? You get less than half the votes at the last election, I think about 40%. There's about 25% of your punters abandoning you. They're not voting for you, right? So it's going down the way. But you'll be like, I know, we deserve a referendum because we get 29. You'll not get 29 seats, but even if you did, with 30% of the vote, why would anybody consider that to be a mandate for a referendum? So you know fine well that you'd get hunted, right? And then it'll give you some more whinging politics to go on about. But he has refused to countenance that not winning the required number, despite facing repeated questions from the media on what would happen if his party lost the election. Because you face it, if you're saying this is a de facto, it's not even a de facto referendum, it's a de facto referendum about a referendum, isn't it? So, if this is now a de facto referendum on having a referendum and you don't get to that magic figure, which is bonkers, does that mean it's off the table? Well, yeah, John's had the microphone a lot of times and folk asked him that question and he's like, well, the democratic, the will of the Scottish people. Stop talking pish, face reality and stop being a dauber, right? Because that's what you are. Right now, acting like a dauber. So the First Minister's comments came as he campaigned in the northeast of Scotland with candidate Seamus Logan. He sounds like an Irish Eurovision contestant, doesn't he? Seamus Logan, live tonight from the Adelphi Theatre in Brussels. Representing the Republic of Ireland at Eurovision 2025 is Seamus Logan, right? That's him, who is fighting for Aberdeenshire North and Moray East seat against embattled Scottish Tory leader Douglas Ross. Ahead of his visit, where he highlighted the impact of Brexit, because obviously that's all he does, Mr. Swinney said, the result of the election in England is a foregone conclusion. No, it's not, mate. The result of the election in the United Kingdom is a foregone conclusion. Keir Starmer is going to be Prime Minister and he's going to carry on with the same broken politics and right-wing policies as the Tories. The only story left in this election is here in Scotland, where the result is on a knife edge. Ooh, not, isn't it? And where there is real contest of ideas and values. You agree with that? There's people that are like normal, and then your lot, right? That's where we are. Elsewhere, the Scottish Transport Secretary Fiona Hislop urged Labour to repeal the Internal Market Act, which the Scottish Government has repeatedly dubbed power grab if the party wins power later this week. Well, there we go. So that's the latest from the election campaigning from Mr. Swinney, who also made an arse earlier on today when he was asked a dead simple question by, what's the boy's name on the radio? Scottish boy. That's terrible. Anyway, he got asked, how many genders are there? There was loads of that. And then he went, well, I mean, that'll take a lot of debate. How's that a debate? How many genders there is, you maniac? The boys went, but what do you think? Well, I mean, as far as the question of women, what is a woman? I mean, that's an adult male, female, right? And then there's transgender women, right? Shut up, you crackpot, right? You are a GCP. I think you're one of them. I think you're a GCP, because if you don't know the answer to that, you must be hella confused about gender, right? So there's the latest news on John Swinney World. He does live in a parallel universe, doesn't he? I mean, I wonder who writes his shite, right? Does somebody actually say, John, see the day, say Brexit 42 times, right? If you asked about women, just say there's real women, like ones with bits down there, and transgender women. That'll keep them all happy. That'll not want John. Women are up in arms about your stupid radio interview from earlier on today, because real women, like ones that are born that way, are fed up with it. Loads of them, right? And I think it's going to cost you your job. I need to be honest with you. I don't think you'll be First Minister for a while if you don't know how many genders there are. It's a simple answer. That many. End of. Right? End of. What's a woman? Adult female. Right? Full stop. No. And there's transgender woman. Right? No, it'll ruin you. It's done the same to your two pals before you. Right? So just stop the nonsense. Right? Because I need you to stay as a First Minister up to 2026 so we can really destroy your party. We're going to have a right good go at on Thursday. But see, come, and you might not get to 2026 right enough, but the next Holyrood election, I really need you to be the First Minister. I can't have them maybe putting somebody in better than you, right? Because, like, some people might vote for them, Because as it stands right now, see you with the pink cowboy hat and the yellow sunspecs standing in Buchanan Street, it puts people off, right? Keep up that shite. Just you keep doing that, right? You're the best person. You're the best player for the Union right now. So just you keep up that. See that? Sitting in the yellow convertible at the West End. Keep it up. You're doing a great job, son. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe and hit the notifications. But most important of all, unless you're the SNP, John Swinney, or any of the crackpot cult followers that they've still got. See everybody else. Have a great day. Cheery bye now.